start the show. I don't even have. I'm not doing a theme song. I'm just going to start. So
No.
yeah, welcome to No Excuse Podcast, live from who the hell knows anymore? Where are we? No one knows.
An
We're on the road
undisclosed
again.
location.
Street bunker again. I was at the
That's it.
Mad. I was at the Mad Hatter yesterday, man. It's kind of creepy over there again.
What's that?
A good way. No, there's going on there, and it's man.
You're breaking up.
Are you hearing me too well?
Want to try that again?
Hear me? I know.
Reload.
So late coming to the podcast. I'm so sorry.
Oh, we're fine.
I called.
You're not going over to the dance party in Cranford tonight?
No.
There's going to be a dispensary takeover in Edison. Have you guys heard about it?
Nope.
It's on Saturday, 4/18 at the Sheraton down in Edison. There's a whole bunch of dispensaries going to be there, mostly northern dispensaries, a couple from down south. Brands are going to be there. They're going to have a dab bar, the whole 9 yards, and it's consumption friendly and it is handicap accessible.
Is it the Smokers Club?
No, I don't even know who's putting it on. Everything is NJ Expo Takeover. So tickets are $50.
Lefty doesn't buy tickets.
Huh?
Lefty doesn't buy tickets. He just shows up.
Oh, there you go. He
Show
can
up
though.
Yeah, show up with a rat. They'll let me in.
So yeah, they no, I'm going to be there because I'm going to be handing out little gift bags, and I instead of like getting a table, it was much more financially. I get a better ROI by just going down around in my scooter and talking to everybody and giving them my information, a little swag bag, blah blah blah.
I missed the swag. Not that I ever got much, but when I got it, it was nice. It was really nice.
Yeah.
You want some swag? I got you, bro. I got you.
Really?
Pull up.
It says pull up. It says pull up. No, I want that kind of shit.
I've actually been asking some of my partners, some of the brands for swag to put in the swag bags I'm going to be handing out. I actually have a lunch tomorrow with the woman from Tar Tubes. She's from Massachusetts. We're having lunch tomorrow. She's a partner. And she's bringing samples for me to give out. So I'll get you a really good loot bag, Lefty.
I got one of those on Valentine's Day from Joy Lee. He gave out a little baggie.
How cool. Yeah. The last event I was at was the Best in Grass award ceremony. It was down in Sayreville at the Starlight? No, not the Starlight. I don't know. But anyway, it was not consumption friendly because it is not that type of venue. Where was I going with that? But I made a lot of contacts there, and I know where I was going with that. It was right before Halloween, So I made up little Halloween gift bags with, one of my flamingo pens, one of my business card promos, some candy and some samples of room spray and wax melts. And everybody loved it. It also kind of makes them obligated to reciprocate.
Not necessarily.
Oh, you'd be surprised.
Well, at an event, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely an event. And that's, I had one guy who was clearly in the industry, gave him a loot bag. He went to wherever, his vehicle, and he comes running back with this. It was a lot fuller. And he says, "Here, this is for you." Yeah, it was a pretty big, thing. And oh my God, it was good. It was smalls, but like how cool is that, That's what I love about these events, the networking with people, talking to people. I like to talk, in case you all haven't noticed this by now.
I listen. That's what I do.
I like to listen to you.
Well, thank you.
You bring a lot of knowledge to the table.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
Oh, I've got some really cool, ridiculous knowledge for you.
Uh-oh.
You know how I'm all about getting the best deals, and this is something I'm going to be, promoting with seniors. We. Oh, actually, I made a left again. But I want to promote all of the partners that I have. I had an idea the other day, and I'm trying to figure out how to formulate it so it kind of makes sense. What do you think? I don't even know how to say it. But all right, so back in like 2006 and before that, I was one of those crazy coupon people. And before it was like cool to do. I know. I'm trying to make this as cool as possible. So anyway, every year at the can sale, I had coupons, and that's when they would double back in the day. And I wound up in 2006 with Dawn dishwashing coupons. And like I said, they were doubled. They were 50-cent off coupons, and the Dawn dishwashing liquid was on sale for 99 cents. I had a stack like you wouldn't believe, and I hit every shop right in my area. Fast forward to today.
I'm still using that same dish soap.
I have 5 bottles left. And I didn't really think about it, because I would say to the kids, how much do we have left? And I was talking to my sister-in-law about it, and she's like, do you realize you haven't bought dishwashing liquid in 20 fucking years? And I'm like, holy shit. And like, I got to bring that shit to the table. We got to, I got to get that going in this industry for us seniors. It's very important. So I know it kind of was like a left story, but it still kind of, it still goes today, like I've been to AYR, where I've walked out of there with 3 ounces for $105. The things are out there. I walked out one time with like 2 3/4 ounces for like $70 because I had rewards and sales. So I think that's something that's important for seniors.
You're not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I do the same thing. I'm like, hold on, I got this bag here. That's $5 off, and I'm like, wait, got discount for these disabled. Don't forget about that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Patient Appreciation Day. Don't forget the other 10%.
Yep.
And I
And
don't
it
pay
expires
tax.
tomorrow. That's the best part. You see, while it's horrible for the dispensaries, it really is. I mean, it's brutal. It takes a beating. But for consumers, it's the grand prize. You know, when you can go get a quarter an ounce for $12.50.
Listen, I don't feel so bad doing it to like the multi-state operators like Zen Leaf or
Yes.
Cura Leaf or TerraSend or any of
Yeah.
those, big
Yeah.
companies that operate more than like 7 places. 50 cents, $5, $20, $100 isn't gonna, ruin their company.
Oh, absolutely.
A small
Worst things
mom and
they can
pop's
do.
place, yeah, that $100 is gonna make or break them at the end of the month, sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm also pitching for seniors, disabled, hiring seniors, disabled, because a lot of people, there are a lot of seniors that have the 401k life, and then there are the seniors that are struggling on Social Security, and they need that little bit of extra income, and they can't afford their medication. Make them bartenders, make them brand ambassadors. We have a much better work ethic. We're dependable and we're loyal. And it's a part-time gig, whether it be a brand ambassador or bartender.
Or just have them at the door checking IDs.
Yeah.
I,
But
I was
educating,
I was about to do that. I was about to look into one of those. Like, yep, boop, here you go. Have a nice.
Yeah. No bark.
That worked.
Sorry.
Oh, never mind.
No, they're not. Okay, I'm done. And to take over, there you go. Hello, Mr. Miller.
It's the Jim Miller Minute. Yep.
Can't hear you. Oh, you're mute.
I have to mute the dog, Liz. I'm sorry. I had to mute you because the dog is loud.
So what does this up here say? Stream this to your audience. If I click that, do I have an audience?
I thought about that button too.
Yeah, but what is that? What is my audience? Is that like friends? I don't have an audience.
Hit the button, Jim. Hit the button.
No, I'm gonna pull your finger. I'm not gonna hit the button. I'm not gonna pull your finger. I'm not gonna do none of that. I don't know what's going on.
I hit the button last week and it shut my phone off. I'm not hitting no more buttons.
I'm
like this pink button under Liz. I don't know what that one's supposed to do, but I hit it last time and it shut the phone off.
Yeah, and then there's always that. Every now and then happens to me where it's not proper cause and effect, but I'll click it and my phone will ring at the exact same time and it fucking scares me. Like how'd that happen? You know what happens to me a lot? I say something like that, the TV's on just blah, 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 blah in the background, and I'm not big on that. But it'll be a conversation I say something about, and then I pause, and the next 2 words off the TV or something about being able to get in there before time, like it's the exact same 2 words. And a couple of times, a word at the exact time. I mean, it was like weird. So I figure it's a superpower, but it's not Avenger worthy or anything, so not like I can join somebody's team with special abilities, like, can you remember 5 words for 3 minutes? Ooh. I'm good to 3.
That's the presidential IQ test.
Yeah, no. Well, the thing is, the toughest thing they had was a circle and draw the time, the 2 hands, a minute and and hourly hand to signify 10 after 10. But I don't know if they say 10 after 10. Yeah, it misleads you. It's like, and sometimes I think people put the shorthand the wrong way, and but it was they finally changed the 3 words because the year before they matched the same 3 they did the year before that: sunrise, chair, and banana. So I was ready for sunrise, chair, and banana for the 3rd time, but finally somebody thought, these old people are catching on and memorizing the test beforehand. Well,
Those old people, they catch on quick.
yeah. And today, it's March 10th, so it's the beginning of the second half of possibly a decade without having a homegirl bill allowed to be heard, because that came out on March 9th, 5 years ago yesterday. So we're in the 6th year.
Nice.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying it's a nice, much bigger number than 5. Can't
It's
blame it all.
ridiculous.
Can't blame it all on Scutari. He's got the majority of the Scutari. The Sweeney Scutari blockade, and I can find all time. Go to letpatientsgrowinj.com and see that picture of 23, 29 people gathered on the lawn by Sweeney's office, home grow thing. And
Is that where we set the lawn on fire?
no, I don't think so. I wasn't there. I wasn't there for that.
Wayne had joints dripping with wax, and these joints that were dripping with wax got on some tinder.
Oh, those were the joints that were going whoop, whoop.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Now I know that sound, not from wax, but from tying knots in a garbage bag, a leaf bag. If you tie a knot, it keeps it from being there, and then hanging it from the ceiling, and then starting that baby on fire. And at first, it's so cool. It's funny because, as you've probably seen, the first drip goes down, and it's flames into a metal trash can, and without other garbage in it. And it does that, whoop, and then another one, whoop. But then it starts pouring down like molten. Whoop, 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 whoop. It has this really cool sound, but it's a stream of like fire, So in a dark room, that's like, whoa. That goes back like a lot of years, like 50 years. I thought that was cool. The sound it makes, though, it's like apparently it's like what a missile sounds like taking off, according to our president. Yep. He's saying, we're hitting with missiles. So I think the missiles sound like I think we called it a zip bag because it sounds like a zip, zip, zip almost. I can't remember. Good reason for not remembering. I do remember to look.
That was Wayne Barini. That was Wayne Barini that started that fire, though. So just shout out to Wayne Barini.
Yeah, man.
Good job, Wayne.
Yeah.
You eat it.
You eat it. Johnny, you need those samples. I have to hook up my board.
I got a sampler right here. Just give me the samples, and I'll put the buttons in right here. I got 8 buttons.
Oh boy!
I just found stuff from his funeral, comic book, and they gave away a bunch of stuff at his funeral. Pretty cool.
Wayne was giving stuff away at his funeral. Really?
The people.
Oh. I was gonna say, this is a good thing I didn't go up to the casket then if he was handing things out.
Yeah.
That would have scared me even more.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny how just a little slip like that does give a whole different image, But, and I don't want to make fun of our president too much in one thing, but it's only because he's done it once before. But I watched his live address yesterday, talking about all the damage being done in Iran to their own people. There's people walking around without legs and without arms, and I'm like, people walking around without legs. Now, if that was a slip of the tongue once, okay. But he did it like 3 days before that, talking about people walking around without legs. But the first time he said it was funnier because he paused, like he was thinking of which path to go down, you know? There's people walking around without legs. You know,
He must have been reading off the teleprompter and like reason kicked in. It's like legs.
Does nobody spell check or review these things?
Well, does using a crutch count as walking? If you have no legs and you're walking with a crutch, you're
I would say yeah. I mean, I don't talk about leg walking. You know, I walk all the time. I never called it leg walking or feet. You know, legs. You have legs.
Well, the people with no arms can walk.
Yeah.
Right.
Can't throw a stone.
It's just ones with no legs.
Yeah, well, there's all sorts of things you don't realize till you say it. A lot of times it has to do with somebody in a wheelchair, you know. And I mean, I forget. I just know I ended up saying a lot of things over the period of years that said, man, yeah, that didn't sound right.
But you realize it after you said it, and then you know to either apologize or not say it again.
Well, even things like, you got to kick things off right, you know, to a guy that either doesn't have legs or can't move them or something. You know, I don't kick anything off, asshole. You know,
right. But that's the problem, and I guess people don't absorb what they're reading, maybe. I don't know.
You know,
you don't have spell checkers, you don't have proofreaders.
Well, I do, you know, and I used to like to watch George W. Bush give talks too, because and you know, I liked him. I mean politically, but somehow personally, I found it easy to like him because he's he's a harmless buffoon, you know. And I wish, I wish the same thing for him. He didn't want to run for president. It wasn't his idea. It was expected of him. Didn't think he'd win. Oops. But at least he did something that somebody that was not ready for prime time yet did, is he stole a lot of people. He used to work for his dad when he was president. He got people that had experience, whether it was good or bad. At least it was experience. And, you know, we're kind of seeing how experience, you know, counts, you know. Is it really a big surprise that the price of gas went up? I mean, from the time the first aircraft carrier went over, you know, wow, nobody saw the Straits of Hormuz being closed down. I mean, it goes right by Iran, and we're pissing on them. And now you want to have a talk? Oh, we don't trust you now. We fell for that. We were talking, and you bombed us in the middle of discussions.
I knew that was going to happen with the gas prices. I said it.
Yeah, I mean, it always does. It always has.
So it should have been expected. I mean, and some people just.
Did.
It seems so surprised, but people. Why are so many people, surprised? Like, certainly that people putting things into action should have known that.
Those are the same people that smoke cigarettes all their life, and then they're surprised they have cancer.
Yeah, right.
Like, well, me? No, never me. Cancer? No,
that's you.
And I used to think also that now that we have so much video, so accessible, when people say, I didn't say that or whatever, and you can go, look, you did. I thought that would have consequences. It's all it takes is did I? No, I don't remember. Okay. And move on. You know, it's
well, that's because so many people have been called out like that they're just like, all right, man, like, sure, I said it, you know, like, what do you want me to do? You want me to debate it? Like, you have video of it.
Yeah.
Let's continue on.
Yeah.
It's like with these politicians, like, nobody's holding them accountable for anything. So
well, yeah,
keep going and going.
when a president during a live, well, when we mention names, during a live telecast to a nation, or even if it's not to a nation, it could be just on a news interview or something like that, and accuses somebody of something, and then gets told, but you were the one that did that. Oh, I was? I forget what regulation it was, bitching about something you'd already done. And I was. And I don't know.
I don't think that our president has too much longer left on this planet. I think
it's too much. His system's closing down. I mean, and I'm not being a political pundit or anything. I was pretty mad at.
Has anybody else noticed that the man changed his hair color?
I didn't know. Say it again.
The man changed his hair color. It's more silver now.
Oh. Huh. No.
Yeah.
Well, that's because he gets his dye from Iran.
I think you just give up and take on the color of the things that appear on his hands and shit. Make your whole body that color, and nobody will notice it on your hands. Yeah, man.
He does have a lot of bruising on his hands too.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That make your body that color of the bird.
This is what happens when you get old. Well, to some people.
Yeah. Well, you also were stuck with needles too. Those take a while.
And then some people get old and they find themselves hanging out with some friends on a podcast, drinking coffee, smoking pot, and not a care in the world till they get back in the rest of the world. Oh yeah, that's not a bad thing.
No, I like my little world.
Yeah,
it's a way of life.
Yeah.
This industry it's almost like an alternate universe. You got the regular people over there, your business corporates, 9 to 5, blah, blah, blah. We take the train every day
the
to
suits.
the city.
Squares.
Yeah.
The triangle.
They take the 815 into the city. But the weed industry, we're more relaxed. We get it. We're inclusive. We look out for each other.
And more so than other groups of people.
God, yeah.
For sure. There's always going to be somebody's going to.
You're going to have bad actors no matter where you go.
Yeah.
But the majority of people in this industry are one because they have a passion. They have seen what happens. They have felt what happens. And those are your mom and pops. And those are the ones that really need the help. They really do. But, it's amazing. Women helping women, there were so many cannabis women organizations. So you've got your Cannabis Chamber of Commerce's, all that stuff. So everybody is coming together.
And we got something else too. It's like that the alcohol industry doesn't have, the tobacco industry doesn't have. We got something that can, in many cases, make tumors shrink, disappear, and kind of beat cancer's ass, not all the time. But alcohol industry can't say that. Nobody else. So I would say that's a big fucking plus right there. And the only time it, to me, gets to be a problem is when you hear somebody has cancer and it's somebody does not partake of cannabis. You kind of have a responsibility to say something about RSO, and they're going, oh, no. And then it's up to one's own predilections on how far you would want to go. Because I've been, suggestion has not been taken. Actually more than it has. And you can't not say something though, because if things go south, And at some point, somebody says, "Hey, look what I just found out." Oh, I was gonna tell you. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
you could
Well,
be.
maybe you can come over and talk some sense into my neighbors across the street.
Well,
I tried that. I left pre-rolls. I left CBD gummies. I tried it all, and you know, they're just like, we drink, we don't smoke. Oh,
yeah.
okay, well,
That sounds like
you're telling me you got brain cancer, and if it comes back after this surgery.
So you're telling me you're proud to be an Okie from Muskogee, a place where even squares can have a ball. You don't smoke marijuana in Muskogee because white lightning's still the greatest thrill of all. Hey, that could be a song.
I have a good friend,
well,
very good friend. And we've been friends for like 35 years. And her husband has a lot of back issues. And they've got him on the opioids, and he's been on for years, and the man's bedridden. And I suggested trying weed. He said, "Oh, I've tried it before. It doesn't do any good." And, I let it go. And I said to my friend, now, I kind of want to make him my pet project. Like, I want to talk to him. I want to show him, want him to do research. He's a very smart man, and he actually has his degree in forestry. So, and he's going to become a grandfather real soon. He does get up and walk in the house, like to the bathroom. He does have a scooter, but his house isn't handicap accessible, so he doesn't go out much. So he doesn't know anything about cannabis. I smoked some weed; it didn't work. Well, that's because you're not smoking the right kind of weed. It's not what you remember. So I said to her for her birthday, I'm like, you want me to come over and talk to him and see if I can get him motivated and let him see that, I'm walking around with a broken back and I'm living this.
What's the downside? What would they say the downside is, though? In other words, when somebody doesn't want to do it, I don't like to talk anybody into anything. But if I thought it was going to be for their health, I'd be curious to say, what is the worst that you can imagine happening? I mean, you're going to want to have some all the time then and start slacking off elsewhere because you'll become a pothead. That's not going to happen. It's not.
No, and he smoked pot back in the day. We all did.
So if it's not your weed, what are you risking?
Maybe they're one of those people. Maybe they're one of those people that don't get high from flower or edible.
I think it has to do with the opioids. Or whatever he got. I don't know where he got it.
Oh, okay. So when you mix the two, then maybe you get heart palpitations.
Well, there's the thing is there is a synergy between the two, a demonstrable synergy to the point where, and it was at a patient's at a time conference maybe 20 years ago. And it was these are like quality researchers with graphs and everything, and to make it make sense. And, it talked about how long the high, you get high real quick smoking. And then, then it has a downward, however, trend.
Trajectory.
And then you got a turtleback hump of a graph, where it's almost an equal up and down and a bit of time, at the top. But it said that the work that was really important, the first time I ever heard it, and it described synergy. I already knew what that was, of course, but it said that what people seem to understand is that you say if you had pain relief from 10 units of an opiate and no cannabis. And you got, that's about where, and then if you use the same standard, if you got pain relief with cannabis and no opioids, on a scale of 10 being how much you took, basically, when you combined people expect you to go, well, it would be 5 units of each. You're hoping for that, but it'd be less than 2. To the point where you need 20% of what you would for either one by itself, and that's a small enough amount, especially with opiates. And then for me, the clear test came when I had unimaginable pain to me in both feet, the kind where I was just passing out from pain because I couldn't actually breathe because it was just so tight, and with all that, and they gave me whatever opiates they consider the max. The first pain relief I got was getting into the car after the first day was only 8 days. They had to fix the feet and then let the swelling go down for about 6 weeks to really get in there, And I could not believe, as I'm getting my hurt feet in the back of his door there, and I'm halfway in the car, I'm getting ready to slide in, taps me on the shoulder. I turn my head and he puts a really big fat joint in my mouth, and there's like people everywhere right outside the Jersey Shore Hospital or whatever it's called. I can't. There's going to be some TV background noise. They're just yapping. I don't have a spot, Really? I don't know. I can't do it. But anyway, what happened was the pain was probably not just manageable, but it was like a 3 on a 1 to maybe a 4 on my own scale, 1 to 10. And I don't like their scales because they got, 6. That's 6 out of 10. And they got that questionable frowny face, And I had to keep telling them, you see number 6, that's the look I have when I can't find my keys. That's the look when I can't find my keys. That's not a 6 pain level, And but that blew me away, that all I wanted then was a hot dog from 7-Eleven because it was one as soon as he got out on Route 33, I guess it was, in Red Bank. First thing you go by, and a hot dog from 7-Eleven was the best thing. I was so happy in that car with all hurt feet, and it was that synergistic effect because a nurse that was taking pity on me and bending the rules gave me a good shot of you're not supposed to administer opiates like within an hour or 2 before being let go, and she came in with a double shot of oh, come on, Jim. It's a real good one. I got something else in my head and I can't get it out. But, yeah, I think it was. Wow. If not, I believe it was. Wow.
Sure that
No, that I think for some reason, yeah, it's like getting a name in your head you can't get rid of when you try to remember somebody's name. But having experienced that, if somebody has to take opiates and they'd like to really cut it down, just take a couple of puffs with it, even if it won't get me high, So, Liz, for the person you're talking about is using opiates, say take a couple puffs along with it. They're not counter indications,
Mm-hmm. And also, the doctors are, sending letters to patients on opioids that, they're going to be cutting their prescriptions.
Yep.
So, and also even maybe like a gummy would do him good.
Yeah, sure.
RSO, these kind of things. But he has to learn about them. He needs the education. And we'll just talk. I gave her my site, the school site, and we're going to take it from there. I've known this man for 35 years. We've all been very close, and
risk benefit for him. You
you know, what do you got to lose? What are you going to get so stoned? You know, but in the end, you know, it's going to give you the ability to actually maybe get somebody in the house to do physical therapy and get you moving.
Yeah, you can sometimes reach.
Try those the gummies from Tweedle Farms. They have full spectrum gummies.
I've never heard of them. Where?
TweedleFarms.com.
Tweedle Farm. Let me write this down. Hang on.
Tweedle Farm.
Like
Tweedledee, Tweedledum.
Yeah. I mean, I always look for hooks like that, like where you've heard it. You know?
Yeah. I was talking with the owner, and I was joking with him. I said, "Yeah, I'm going over to the Mad Hatter." I was like, "It's just funny that you know."
Tweedledee.com. Okay.
I was thinking of this today. What do you think? Because I'm always looking for a .com or a .org. It's just like it sounds. Wi-Fi faux fum. Wi-Fi faux fum. And how's it spelled? Just like it sounds. Well, everybody knows Wi-Fi. Then you got to figure out how to spell faux and fum. But something that sounds familiar, but you don't make the association, like elementop.org, you know. Back when you could actually reserve shit for nothing. I mean, when they were first giving out names, you know, it wasn't like, and you could reserve. I mean, you could just start thinking up shit. Yeah. And by the time I found out about it, it'd been going on for a few months then, but all the really obvious shit was taken, you know, and like somewhere, as an example, NJ.com, NewJersey.com for the Star Ledger. Somebody just started going, NJ.com, DEL.com, things. And then I felt bad when I was stuff like elementop.com. Somebody's already taken it. Fuck. Elementop, you know.
So, I own JohnnyStash.com.
There you go.
Serious.
Yeah.
I just need to put a site on it. I own it.
Yeah.
Well, I do have my email has been pot4ms@.com, like a 6-character thing. Could be a license plate, except for I didn't want to put that on my plate saying, stop me, come on, stop me. You know, but it's just funny because every now and then it's like, you know, Kathy's making a doctor's appointment for me or something like that, and she's doing that. And then it'd be like, okay, yeah, his number 908-278-1460. Okay. And then I'll hear her go, pot for MS, P, and I'm like laughing because it still rings not an uncomfortability bell, but it's just kind of funny where you're in that kind of place where you say it, you know, pot for MS. I thought I was just happy to have that available, you know. But and that, how long ago was that when that had to be a thing? Should have been a thing.
Where you could get vanity numbers.
What's that?
Where you could get vanity phone numbers.
Yeah.
Like Wayne's phone number. It's like 222-333.
Oh my. Yeah, I'm fine with this. Is good. Coalition supposed to have a meeting. I wasn't going to be here one time because
they were late.
Well, no, it's I might not have got the memo that we didn't have one for some reason. Ken always has, if you go onto Friends of the Coalition on Facebook, it goes right to the agenda and everything. And the last one was on. It's always the second Tuesday. Last one was February 10th. So I was confused when I looked it up and I saw if it's 10th and 10th. Oh, okay. And then there was nothing there. You know, like no meeting. And then I can't find, you know, where it is.
We never finished our meeting last week.
Yeah.
Which coalition?
Yeah, I thought I had an idea, and when I question one of my own ideas and think it's like iffy, it ain't gonna stick to the wall, but ain't gonna put a hole in the wall. So let me throw it and see what happens here. I would pledge $20 towards a fund to offer Nick Scutari's favorite charity if he would simply allow this bill to be posted for a hearing. So if he doesn't, he's denying his favorite charity, right? And the thing is, 50 people doing it, it'd be $1,000, you know? We could say the goal would be to raise $1,632. Why? That's a strange number. Why is that? Well, that's how many days the bill's been blocked.
See that, honestly.
Of course it is.
But and then the thing is, people will say that.
Wouldn't have bet on that.
Yeah, who's going to, to be responsible for that? I don't think it's going to happen. And I looked it up to see like if I could find favorite charities, and no, he seems to be more to giving to. This is like artificial intelligence. It wasn't coming up with it, and but anyway, it just seems like then you get to tell his favorite charity why, as an example, there's this many less kids with childhood cancer are going to get wigs, you know, if that was his favorite charity. I mean, you know, or how many animals are going to have to be euthanized because he didn't get that $1,500 for the dog shelter. You know,
isn't that supposed to be public record of donations on taxes and shit?
It is, but I don't, you know, I do, well, I'm talking about real quick, brief research because I got so many rabbit holes to go down. It's sort of like I keep hoping somebody else will do the real work, you know, or already know, because you never really know what you're going to find. And I did offer $247.50 to anybody that could facilitate a medical marijuana discussion between me and James Holsapfel. And I did that like over 30 years ago. And I put that in the Ocean County Observer just to be able to, you know, in my way of saying, hey, listen, this guy, you know, but I didn't think of, it wasn't to his favorite and money going to, you know, charity. But, you know, I could definitely take a $20 bill and put it away, you know, and then if somebody came call and said, yep, he announced he's going to have it, but it wouldn't be a standing thing. It would have to be like within 1 week of being asked, because eventually it's going to happen, you know. And then I could say, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it won't be available for 1,463 days or whatever. I'm sorry. Did you not read the small print, you dumb bastard? It's anything to get it. And the real thing is, how hard would it be to be able to do something that would end up where you could say, then Governor Sherrill is absolutely aware that this bill hasn't been heard despite co-sponsorship from both the person that the committee is sitting in, and, you know, all that. Because once the governor finds out, and you can say, oh, you know.
You sure he's just not reading the bill because of you?
What's that?
Sure he's just not reading the bill because you're making a stink about it?
Oh, no, he's probably read the bill. And if he didn't read the bill, he talked with Singleton about it. Nice. There's video of this, you know, we're talking about it, and it wasn't going to happen right away or anything. But there's something going on. Okay, it's like not the Epstein files level. No, but seriously, all you got to do is say
Scutari files.
Oh, well, okay, answer me this. Why would he not do that? Why did Herb Conaway manage to not bring that up? No, that's something that should be able to be proven, then, to be illustrated at the very least. But never mind that. It's why have either of them never done it, whatever it took to not say anything about it. That's just too weird. That to me does indicate there is some outside influence, which would obviously end up being money in 9 out of 10 cases. But was it what's his name?
Multi-state operators have slush funds bigger than all of our bank accounts put together. So if they don't want home grow in New Jersey, you don't get home grow.
I don't think he cares about that as much as power.
I don't.
Okay, look, who's going to help him be elected governor?
I don't think it's the MSOs. I really don't.
No, I think it's political and influence. I think it was John Corzine, like Bill Crusoe said. It makes sense, but it wasn't John Corzine. It was, I almost got his name. There's two brothers, South Jersey, Camden area. One of them's been indicted and going through some shit. I kept trying to start a rumor that I heard a rumor that he had something to do with it. Fuck. Norcross, George Norcross. And that just putting that out there is prove it wrong sort of thing. And then we're talking about it. But that kind of shit makes sense because in the end, it's all about power in my mind for a lot of people. And Nick Scutari has, if you ask me, or whether you do or not, Nick Scutari has been positioning himself for this, being the godfather of marijuana, medical marijuana, and then marijuana, being the one that's getting all this money and the guy that got it done for New Jersey. And now look what we got. Okay, he wanted to be that guy, but he wanted to be that guy. Jesus, Murphy ran on I'll get this done in 100 days, and for his second term. That's what he was doing. So he was highlighting this as a way of getting reelected. And I say Scutari's got his sights set on being governor after Mikey Sherrill, assuming, because he's at the right age to really solidify that. And somehow there's somebody, the power brokers that we don't know, that maybe that's between him and whether or not he gets somebody's support to do that. And that's all closed doors, off the books stuff. But there should be no reason he can't say why he's doing it, articulate why. And all he ever said is it's a problem with enforcement. That's it. In other words, it's unenforceable.
What's unenforceable?
Homegrown laws.
Okay, so
yeah, here I know. Go for it, man.
So if it's unenforceable, now my next question to you would be: so how many people are actually being arrested for home grow in New Jersey? Because remember how we used to have 10 people a day getting arrested for weed
we're
possession?
Not, that's a good point. I mean, it's almost
so if it's unenforceable, so then they really did legalize it, just it's not on paper.
Yeah, it's the thing. That's what happened with the hippie tribe gatherings for those 2 years. Is it just wasn't going to be enforced, and actually it wouldn't have been enforced. It wasn't like somebody flew over, oh, what's that down there? It was somebody that started that ball rolling. And when you're doing business and that many people, there's going to be bad blood happens and some, blah, blah. But, between that and Conway from 2000, I can't even say it, 2009, when he pulled that out of the assembly version as the head of the health committee, he didn't have the juice to do that. Somebody else petitioned to have that done, fell in his lap, and he couldn't say who. But then 15 years passed. So at what point, what's he protecting? And then what's Scutari protecting? And why can't Sweeney, it's somebody else, a Republican, should be really looking into it. Let's see, a Republican, oh, I know. How about the minority leader, Bucco? That's Chris Alamada's senator, so he could actually, get him involved. I'm going to try to work with him on that, directly this week. At least reach out for, when was the last time you asked him to post this, or have you, as minority leader? You're supposed to be the check and balance on a majority party. If somebody goes rogue or wheels or you're the guardrail. You're not being the guardrail if you don't make an issue of this, and it's something that's ready to go. So if the three Republicans who are co-sponsors as Republicans signed on to the same letter, and got it to him, why this needs to be heard so people know what it is they do or don't like about it. This is censorship, and it's been going on for 5 years. It's in its 6th year now. What's the deal? They got to do that. And that I know 2 people in the other 2 districts. So pretty much I can work with Chris and have letters to all 3 from constituents asking the same thing. And each letter from different constituents all know about each other. And Bucco already was hearing from Jennifer Caden, who she was in the baking end of doing things. I think that was going to be her deal here, but she moved to Florida. So even Chris Alamada can say, well, a former constituent moved to Florida. It's through her meeting me. He could say the last email that you sent to her on whatever you said, blah, blah, blah. Oh, so now the minority leader knows this up and comer third ward councilman from Dover. It's sort of like all he would be asking is, I'm not saying make him do it. Chris can be saying, I need to be able to say that my senator asked him to do it because he was an original co-sponsor. He was, if not the first, definitely first Republican, and he's the minority leader. So how bad does that look if he doesn't do it? These are things that I've been putting on a back burner, just keeping the blinders on. I'm having like a life, and I'm not doing shit. But I call that having a life, not doing. Well, it's like, what am I going to do today? And there's always something to do. I like that.
Take those off the back burner and put them in the oven.
Yeah, I'm gonna want to do it for that right away. And but I'm also going to be starting again posting things. It's sort of like finding out, we've already talked about it, that how many patients die as registered patients, give up their cards through their having become deceased. There's numbers. They have those numbers, but and then I could come up with 3 other things.
And how many patients were arrested for growing weed?
This is, I don't want to say, I don't wish somebody would be arrested, but there hasn't been a focal point. And I got to wonder if that's part of the deal. It's like, listen, first time a really sympathetic patient gets caught growing, especially if it's less than 8 plants, 4 and 4.
Leave them alone.
Yeah.
You didn't see shit.
I think what happened is when you're right out in the open like that, I used to get 8 ounces of seriously the highest quality California had to offer. A really lifelong friend's wife's brother lives off grid and grows out there. And it was like pretty expensive too, even for the time. But it was just like, God, what I would do for having some of that now. But one time, 8 ounces didn't arrive. And then day by day, it didn't arrive, and nothing happened. And I'm of the mind that the guy who it was for, he trusts me. He knows I didn't just keep it and say it didn't arrive. But Terry Farley is the head of the Ocean County narcotics force or whatever it's called, and he's the first prosecutor, or maybe just Ocean County prosecutor or second in command there as well. And Cheryl and I really embarrassed him. We're a thorn in his side a lot, a real lot. And forgot what I was telling you this. Wow.
It didn't arrive.
Oh, yeah. Well, first of all, I think Farley made it disappear. That's what it was. What would happen is we intercepted this. He got in touch with the head of the narcotics strike force. Where is it going? going into Silverton to Jim and Cheryl Miller. Make it disappear. He would say that in an instant. It'd be like, yeah, it came with a for medical use only sticker. It looked very professional, you know, on inside on each bag or something. It was like 8-ounce bags, a half pound, and it's that makes sense. So maybe that's what's going on now. Is you know maybe there's you know listen.
Well, when we had that attorney general guy with the turban on, he told them
yeah.
not to arrest any people when they were first doing the legalization. So maybe, you know, they did something like that.
That's good for those that just grow it, you know.
But what about people smoking it and driving it? You know, you see them doing that all the time. You know, and I've seen cops pull people over, say they smell weed, and just let them go on their way.
I saw. I was driving a
10 years ago, that wouldn't even happen.
I thought the rule was, well, that's what I was taught when I had to take my cannabis class in 2018 before I could get my card, that the rule was if you're going to smoke in your vehicle, you know, obviously you can't be near schools, blah, blah, blah. And you have to pull over, take your key out, or, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And you had to wait a minimum of 20 minutes. And then you could drive. I don't know if that's still the case.
It was originally written or explained by whoever wrote the bill that it would be a case of when you're done having your medicine and you feel you're able to drive, you know, you just sit there for a little bit. I don't think it had an actual time, because actually if somebody was like really high 30 minutes later, it'd be like, oh, look, you did the thing. I think they like being vague, but yes, it was that simple. And more than 25 feet from a doorway, because an exhale of mine reached a Wawa doorway and had the vestibule outside, you know. So when that door and then the one in, that made it in. And the reason I know that is Kathy was inside, and all of a sudden it's everybody smelled it and she didn't know an offer. I know where it came from. That right there. But when I did that,
medicine.
I took my always took my my card out and put it right up on the dashboard, and or I'd lick it and stick it to my forehead. It would stay like at least 5 minutes or so, and I'd be sitting there with that, you know. And so yeah, that it is part of the New Jersey got its patient consumption regulations right to where they really are probably right up there with the best in the country, which is I think a reason for people keeping their cards. It is for me, but being on Medicaid, my appointment with my doctor costs $25, and the other is $20, I guess, for the registration to the state. So yeah, I do that. You know, sometimes I like it when somebody needs picture ID too. I use that because it's state ID and it's picture ID, and I just like to mess with people. You know.
I wish they would increase the medical patient allotment to 4 ounces.
They really could. Or is that maybe at least if for wax and things like that, they could up that ratio, because
I mean 12 is kind of like iffy, because that's like 3 grams a week. But if you put it to like 15, where it's like a gram every 2 days, like that's doable. You know?
Yeah. So they would just have to rewrite the guidelines and
but yet non-medical patients can really go daily to
and get an ounce every day
and get no, not even every day. They can
Every
go to
transaction.
one store. Yeah. You can go to one store, you can get an ounce. You can go across the street, you can get another ounce. You can go a few blocks away and get another ounce.
Can't have more than 6 ounces in possession though at a time.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they set up in Maine too. You used to be able to do that. Go to all the dispensaries. And there's a 2.5 ounce limit or 15 gram concentrate per transaction.
Yeah. And the thing is, if that ends up being legitimately for that person's use, what's the difference?
Yeah.
It shouldn't matter one little bit how much that person has. And Weedman went to trial in Mercer County Court that I attended every day of, I think it was about 4 days. And his whole thing, he had 2 pounds, and that it was all for his personal use. So his whole defense was based on how much he could show that he smoked. And
well, look at Liz with her Dawn dish soap. She had 20 years. Like, come on, man. I had a coupon. I got 2 pounds. It was buy 1 pound, get 1 free. Come on, bro.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Weedman, his lawyer had him do his own opening. And he brought in like a Costco thing of toilet paper, like 36 rolls, and do that. And then it was that he buys more in bulk because it's a better price, and that he could in fact smoke that much, which led to, I thought, one of the coolest tries ever to see how things would go. Is he gathered by his van the original one that was done with like the Sistine Chapel sort of thing. I forget, reaching out. I forget. It was like all about pot, his pot mobile. Oh, it was awesome. Anyway, you could see the car from the 4th floor window that faced that way in the parking lot, and there's people around it smoking, and you could see it from the court building. And the court officers, or the what do you call them, sheriff's officers, asked me if I would go tell him to not do that. And right. That was my exact reaction instantly without thinking.
You want me to tell Weedman not to smoke weed?
Yeah. But then I said, let me ask you something. That's your job. I'm guessing you don't want to do it because you can't cite him for smoking pot at lunchtime of a trial where his goal was to prove that he could smoke 2 pounds himself. That would go to his case, Yeah. A smoking thing could actually help him out in court. And I thought it was just so funny, to ask me to do that and then to take my sign away, And I had a sign confiscated. The judge ordered it confiscated. Fucking judge. Because he read about it in the paper. I'd been there one day, and then he read in the paper about some guy out there with a sign that says, what do you say to I forget, it was, what do you say to not, the words not and guilty were what I had, and they were like really dark. So you see the not guilty. He's a patient, not a guilty criminal.
Well, what if he liked guilty cigarettes instead of weed, and he had like, I don't know, 3 cases of cigarettes? Would that be equivalent to 2 pounds of flour?
Well,
that's personal consumption. I smoke 2 packs a day.
Yeah,
a carton every couple days.
You could buy untaxed cigarettes at Indian reservations, but only 2 cartons at a time. So
I'm talking about like a box.
Yeah.
Cartons in them.
The case. So you put
the way they used to come back in the day at the supermarket. You got like 16 cartons of cigarettes in a case.
Oh yeah, I remember stocking them things up.
Me too, in the old A&P.
1 for the shelf, 1 for the pocket.
I couldn't get away with that.
They didn't have cameras back then.
No, they did not.
Yeah, they didn't have cameras back then. That meant the night crew at restocking stuff at food stores were the best fit people in the world.
No, the stores closed at 7 or not 7, 10 or 11.
Yeah.
11 on a Friday and Saturday, and 10 Sunday through Thursday. That's the old days.
And no, liquor stores were closed on election days, I think.
They were closed on Sundays.
Yeah, blue laws.
Yeah.
You know, there's still blue laws around. I think there are in Bergen County. Got to ask Sue.
Ocean Grove.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And also there's no alcohol served in Ocean City.
Okay.
You know, there's a well-used liquor store right across the bridge. You know, I mean. But,
I'm sure. I'm sure.
Yeah. So whatever. You know, that also is the argument for it's like, well, we don't want to have cannabis outlets in our community, which means the people in your community are now going to have to drive to another community. You know.
Yeah, like the ones in Jersey City that all closed down on Tunnelly Ave because they were inaccessible.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna drive on Tunnelly Ave. Great. Now you want me to drive high on Tunnelly Ave to go buy my medicine? Hell no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, really. I don't
And then
know
you only give me a 2 square mile block of that road to put it on, so I got to put 7 licensed buildings in a mile. You wonder why no one can make it.
Exactly. Very poor planning.
Who's the new dispensary opening? I just was reading somewhere.
Is it authorized dealer?
Might be. I don't know. I just was seeing it today or yesterday. And
I'm not sure they're on Tunnelly or if they're off Tunnelly.
I think there was one opening in Princeton I saw.
What, a authorized dealer?
No, a dispensary. I'm not sure what the name of it was.
Yeah, I don't mind. I don't get to dispensaries, but I do like to go to the openings, like the home team, wish them well and see if they got anything they can help me out, like, here's my card.
Yeah.
In a lot of the rec places, they don't even give out discounts to medical patients.
Really?
I went to 3 rec places, and when I gave them my medical card, they're like, no, we don't need that, or we don't accept those here. Oh, okay.
Oh no, the dispensaries I deal with all have a medical discount. They have medical discounts. They have senior discounts. They
the cap. What do they cap it at generally? Like 30%. I mean, I know.
No, like 15.
10.
I mean,
10, 15, yeah.
But you can add them up. Like in other words,
but if you think about
it depends on the place. It depends on
Yeah.
the place, and it depends on the person working the register too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
and one thing too is if they're giving you a 15% discount, what it really is it's taking the tax off that you wouldn't have paid at a medical. That's the difference.
Yeah.
And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
I think that and I still like the idea. Somehow it wouldn't work now, though, that at least in the beginning, when it became recreational as well, patients got the price down from what it was keeping dispensaries open that are now having adults go through them as well. And it just seemed to me that a 10% tax that would go to offset patient prices, in other words, because it seemed like at that time, and I was the one, Facebook's good for one thing. I could go back and show how I was beaten after them saying they're going through dispensaries. Nah, they are. They're going to go through dispensaries. We let's make a deal now. Let's, let's just say, hey, we're going to give you shit because we're getting the prices down. You're going to come on in and crowd us out and everything. It's going to cost you a little something to get in, and then we get on the discount area. Since there's so many more adult use customers than there were patients, you know, it wouldn't have to even be 10%, but you could have cut the price for patients down by like 30% or something, you know, easily. And
imagine if these rec people had to pay the prices that we had to pay, $540 an hour.
Right, exactly. And they don't.
Plus tax,
No.
plus tax. No, plus tax.
Yeah.
And driving all the way down to exit 3 on the turnpike.
Yeah.
That was the worst. That was the worst.
Egg Harbor was the first one. I don't think that was exit. I don't know what that is.
I went there once. Their flowers smelled like mold. I was like, all right. I went back there a second time. Same smell to the flower. I'm like, done. Gave me a headache. Good.
Yeah.
I'm not driving an hour and a half to get mediocre flour that gave me a headache. Good.
Yeah. My first, I was in this top, I was probably 6,000 patients when I joined up, which seemed like a lot at the time. And my first trip to a dispensary was kind of like my first trip to a resorts casino when we had casinos. I'd only heard about them, you know. It was very exciting, and I was all by myself, and I don't need it. So I pulled up, and I had everything I want, and it was what is now Curaleaf in Belmar. It was
that's where it was.
Compassion Science.
Yeah, it was something before that then.
Compassion Science.
Yeah, that's the word compassion wasn't there. Correct. Chicken.
Well, that's what the one in Egg Harbor was. It was Compassionate Care, and then the other one was Compassion Science.
Yeah, the compassion word. But the first thing I noticed when I stepped out was really, you know, the smell of sweet perfume, like in America, Don McLean's.
As soon as you hit that door, man.
Yeah, it was right, you know,
it just
right there,
spanks you in the face.
It was outside, and I'd never smelled that kind of smell since like import days, long time ago, and I was just so happy. And then it's like, how can I help you? What do you want? And I'm like, holy crap, this is so cool. And all I could think to say is,
where do I pull my truck around?
I wanted to have some of the stinkiest weed that they had, because I want the car to smell like that as an air freshener on the ride home, you know, because I'm allowed. I could put it up on the dashboard.
I used to remember driving down the turnpike and opening the window and be like, "Yep, that guy was online in front of me." Like,
yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I even had to go back one time because I'd been there, and you know it wasn't jars or anything. It was the bags, the plastic bags, the thick stuff. And I had 5 of them in a bag, and somehow, unbeknownst to me, I must have made like a motion and one slipped out, but on a wood floor, skidded along under a couch, you know, like that. And I put it over on the table, and then later I came out and there's only 4 things. There's supposed to be 5. And Kathy's like, "Well, you didn't go anywhere." "Yeah, it came in. It's not in the car, not in the bag. I've only got 4. Fuck." So I had to go back, and you know, I got to notice security pretty good because I'm an affable person in a situation like that. And they had to go look at the tape, so I got to look at the overhead view, you know. And I thought, this is really cool, you know. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No way. So I could see it. And then I asked him, I said, "You got to do this a lot?" And he goes, "Yeah, more than most places probably." People, "I lost it. I can't find it." You know, hey, that's the nature of the beast. And then it didn't show up for a while. I mean, I just, you know, I'm just glad when they do. Only one thing ever disappeared forever.
Remember these jars?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Bubba Berry, Garden State.
Yeah, that's where that. But you know, with every dispensary back then, Jim, didn't you have to take a class before they let you through the magic doors?
Yeah. I had
and you had to take that test or that survey every time too.
Uh-huh.
Like, so how is your meds working for you?
Yeah.
What's your pain level today?
Honestly, I have to tell you,
This has smelled good. Mac
What
2.
did they do with all of those tests and all of those?
exactly. What did they do with it? That was research. Did the state get that?
I don't know. I don't remember filling out much of that.
Always, every visit, every visit.
Well, I had Dr. Medvedovsky, and we were more like friends. He didn't, and he never accepted money from me or anything. And then he got in trouble for having written too many prescriptions or recommendations or whatever. He's a neurologist too, so. But yeah, that
Isn't it funny? Like you get brought up, right now too many prescriptions for weed or recommendations, but it's okay to like give people thousands of pills.
yeah. It's
Yeah. Make it make sense.
yeah.
I'm glad I don't take painkillers anymore. If you're saying that they're sending out letters,
Yeah.
I used to take 4 of them things a day.
Hang on, I got to take. Be right back.
Yeah, I took when I did leave with the incredible foot pain and shit. I took an entire I'll take how many it was a month's supply, and I forget which oxycodone or something. I can't remember because I wasn't going to do them. And but I knew a guy who had bone on bone knee, and definitely so I gave them to him. I'm going to charge him money. I wasn't going to use them. Yeah, I'll take them because I know I could just go do that. And it must have been 3 or 4 months later. He gave me $200. I said, what's this for? He goes, man, you really helped me out back then. And if I had got it elsewhere, it would have been at least 3 times that much, or whatever. But now it's going the other way to where it's so strict that there are people that are having legitimate pain where they're getting cut off, and that's what sends people to the black market for whatever's going to work. That's, I mean, come on. I mean, we all know that. That's where it begins for so many people. It's and the fact that it's an indication to be accepted into the program in New Jersey as a registered patient, and Reach New Jersey does not tell anybody calling about that. Reach New Jersey, you call them, the same state government, and they give you all what they think you might be able to do. And I don't know what happens. I was gonna call and be that person, and then then ask, but I couldn't. But I couldn't do that. It just felt like disingenuous. Like I chose not to. I don't care about doing that, But finding out why it's not listed as something to do, you are eligible by your, or your records here. You're eligible for to be in the medical cannabis program, and they have things there that can help you if other things don't seem to work. I mean, that's not being done. So I have a problem with that. But I got nowhere to go to solve that problem.
You can come to cmmj.com.
Yeah. Well, I know CMMJ is getting something ready for the governor, about this, but I don't really take part because I'm always write out anything at all, quick.
You're the president.
Get it. Well, get it out. But no, in CMMJ, where I could do that for Sativa Cross, and it would be fine with everybody. But CMMJ, everything is done by committee, and that takes time. And doing something like that can be in a 3-week range, 3 weeks. And I find that being tone deaf within my own organization, if I may speak so frankly, you know.
Sounds like you need a janitor.
Multiple ways to take that, and I just thought of one that was really funny. I don't even know if it's the same thing, but it's pretty good. You're pretty good at references. Anyway, so getting this before our governor is really the important part.
Get her done, Jim.
Yeah, you know, I'm gonna start doing it again back on her Facebook presence. You know, I can segue to anything off anything they're talking about. That's the only place you can't write a comment. You can comment on what somebody else, you know, somebody on her team puts up. You know, put stuff up. Oh, look, there she is doing this. Oh, look, she was over here. You know, you're going. This is great, and or challenging her. You know, and I'm not the only one. I forget. Gerald Stepper. Maybe some. I'm trying to remember some other people. I see some names on Facebook, acquaintances, people I've really actually never met in some cases. Also doing the same thing. But I got to get the shortest copy and paste that there is. That it would take a minute to ask your Senate president to allow this bill to be heard. It's a health care bill. This is something, judging by what you said before the election, that you would be glad to do. So unless that was just, you know, stoking the fires to get elected, you know, like a previous governor did, and then with no help at all.
Well, they gave us mushrooms instead, Jim.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We got that. And, you know,
we ask for flowers, we get mushrooms. We ask for lamb, we get beef.
Yeah, well, I got ejected from a meeting.
My apologies.
I did get ejected from a joint committee meeting about mushrooms.
Because joint committee.
Right, no, a joint committee, but I was fooled. I thought it was going to be led by, is a joint health committee. All right, cool. This is a joint health committee, and Senator Vitelli is the head of the health committee. I'll be able to get this question in. Oh, I never thought it might be the lower house head of that health committee, Herb Conaway, chairing the committee. So the guy that wouldn't say why it was pulled out was now chairing a health committee meeting for mushrooms, which he seemed to have no freaking problem with. And I'm like, oh man. And it's like, here I am. And now I got to like start making new notes for what I could say. And actually it might be on record. It'd be kind of fun to go back and dig that up, because I had a segue. I had to get in and get them leaning in and say, well, and nobody really knows why, because you pulled the home grow provisions out in 2009. Oh, that's not what that's not what this is about here. You know, blah, blah, blah. And I said, okay. And then I circled the wagons the other direction and did it again, and then it cut my mic off, and I showed myself out. I didn't do it like I chickened out at the end, but I was gonna lead myself out. You know, I was gonna like grab myself and pull myself towards the door.
Give him the hook.
Yeah. But see, then Senator Singleton was there, and he was like sitting like this. And you know what that's for? It's being proper for him to be smiling while I was doing that. It's his bill. That the other guy, he's not bringing it up.
Mm-hmm.
So that just was a very, very weird day. And here's the weirdest part. Nobody looked me in the face on the way out. There's people sitting there, you know, like I was leaving a funeral or something. You know, I was doing everything I could not to do like a Rocky dance on the way, you know, a little moonwalk or something.
High fiving everybody.
Yeah, well, it was like I would have to high five myself. High, low five. All right, yeah, come on. I like, you know, when there was a hearing about Bridgegate for Chris Christie. and I attended it because it wasn't a hearing. It was a
that wasn't Christie. That was Wayne. Wayne shut them bridges down.
Well, Wildstein. Wildstein was the guy's name. The guy that was on the hot seat for it, And he was a real, oh man, he's a real punk ass, But I had really good seats. A lot of people didn't go. I got there in time. There was a bank of cameras directly across from him. So the TV cameras, I would be in the background. That's just the way it was. I didn't do it on purpose. But he took the fifth, I believe it was 145 times. It's hard to take the fifth that many times. And I didn't mind him taking the fifth, but they'd be asked a question. And him and his lawyer would confer, and they'd go to what they were talking about. And he'd go, in the advice of my lawyer, I'm going to plead the fifth. And then they kept doing that. And eventually, I started miming, doing like a Jon Stewart thing for the cameras because I was in the background. And
there's many amendments that I love, but the one I want to work on is the fifth.
What the camera saw is me getting all what the fuck, and then he started talking. I go, yeah, and like they're asking the question, and then he played the fifth, and I'd go, do shit. So I was watching MSNBC that night, and they started out. He had his hand up like this, and they had, the camera angle, and he taking, swearing to tell the truth, whatever. And he put his hand down, and it was my full face right behind his hand. It scared me almost. It was like, I'm on MSNBC. So
I told you Wayne shut the bridge down.
Well, that's not Wayne. That's Chris Christie.
No, it's not.
It's Wayne pretending to be Chris Christie.
What the fucking DWB? Shut the fucking thing down, Bridget! Shut it down! Who you want to roll with?
When he dyed his hair black one time for that. And it was like really good.
Hey, you get fired. Just shut the fucking bridge down! I'm the boss! I'm the boss! Shut the bridge down. Yeah. Thank you, sir. I'm gonna like you more than this, baby.
That's our cones. That's the cones we had at the State House.
Baby. Chris Christie. Yeah, that's me, man. I'm the boss. What you think gonna go
he's in traffic.
Nah, you're not going over today, man. I don't think so. Fucking assholes.
He's actually that's
shirts.
That's the actual bridge traffic.
Why are you leaving our beautiful state? Huh? Shutting this down, man. Shutting it down again. The second time I'm gonna shut this down. Nobody. I'm the big guff. I'm the guy. I'm in charge. Fuck you.
Fuck you, Governor Christie. Fuck you. No, fuck you, Governor Christie. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Get out of Jersey. Get out of here. Don't make me do it, people. I know you ain't too bright. Look at you fat bastard. You need to go on a diet. Yeah, you. Stop eating all that food. Look at that. I'm the big guy. Oh, fuck you people. People, nobody, man. I'm the big guy. I'm the boss.
That's a toll booth right there.
You shut down. Fuck you, New York. Fucking Cuomo. Fuck you, Cuomo. Oh, man, I shut you down, bro. Sorry. I'm the boss. I'm the governor. Gotta shut you down. I'm sorry. You like me? You can't go. Gotta shut you down, bro. Gotta shut you down. What can I tell you? No, man.
You suck, Governor Christie.
What you doing? You're lucky I don't send you back to Uruguay, goddammit. That's the fucking donor. You the fucking daughter. Hey, fuck you. Fuck all you people. I'm the boss. What? You got a problem there, Misty? Hey.
Wow.
Bring in the boss one, I'm gonna get mine. Go do the crime if you can't do the time. Don't tell me how you're off and down. When you're smiling in my face, but you play me like a clown. It's your fool, bitch.
Wow. Wow. I forgot about that.
Thank you, Mr. Producer.
Oh, man. That was good. You got to repost that somewhere, you know? If we could do that. There's Wayne Perini shutting down traffic at the actual with our cones, doing this Chris Christie impression. You missed it. It was awesome. I saw it, you didn't. Yeah, you just pull up a seat next time.
I'm going to head out because I have to do something for work.
Yeah, it's getting to be that time.
And
8:55.
I will catch you all on Thursday. Same bat time, same bat channel. Thank you, Lefty. And y'all have a good night. I have
Thank
to make
you.
calls. Thank
Johnny,
you.
I need your bell, Johnny. Johnny, I need your bell. I don't have my bell.
All right. Well, this concludes our podcast.
It's still pretty good. Yeah.
Thank you, Mad Hatter. Wherever you are. I don't even know. I'm not going to say nothing. Thank you, Mad Hatter. That's all I'm going to say. CMMNJ, UFCW, ArloGlassOverMachine.com, and SativaCross.org, where you can donate $1 million or $1 for $1 million.
Lefty, bear with me. I need to know where to send my board member check. I need the mailing address again. If you text it to me, could you do that?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Oh, you accept checks? You accept money orders too? How about cold cash?
Yeah.
Cold hard cash is nice.
Actually, you could almost just easily do that. But, you want to have a record, right?
I don't have a record. I was expunged.
Well, you are the treasurer. You do need these records. Come on now.
Yeah. Anyway, it's just that if it's tech, it's I probably got that from you at least once.
I'll send
maybe
you
twice. I don't know. Yeah. I'm glad I remembered.
All right, get your yayas out now because we're about to get serious.
You eat it.
You done being happy?
You eat it.
You done being friggin' happy? You're done.
You're done.
You're done with their happiness right now. I'm going to read a list to you.
Yep.
Very hurtful. Johnny, you ready with the bell? Let's hear it.
Got it.
Thank you. Cheryl. Can you hear? Johnny? Cheryl Miller. Sabina Rose. Diane. Gracie. Steve May. Marie. Joan. Randy. Paul. Chad. Jeremy. Russ, Roger, Kate, Patty, Jackie, Anthony. Armando, Felicia, Lynn, Dan, Sean, Joyce, Lori, Frank, Brian, Flo, Carl, Phone, Frank, Cher, Jaybird, Michael, Mark, Paulette, Brandon, Red, Rico, Lulu, Becky, Rwanda, Paul, Lisa, Marcus, Lee, Julia, Wayne, Patsy, Jim, and Jeff. Thanks, everybody. See you on Thursday.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Thanks, brother.
I think we get used to this end, you know. That's never gonna happen.
No.
Maybe it'll be a little easier if we get home grow.
Johnny's bell is very eerie. Kind of comes
Yeah.
through and it doesn't come through. So it's crazy.
It's a Himalayan bell.
See you Thursday.
All right.
See you.
They shall grow not old as enough to grow old. Age shall not worry them, nor years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will
remember them.
See ya.